So we had a shutdown scheduled today to replace the valves for a new kitchen. The old valves were actually holding like champs, but the client wanted to swap them out just in case. For some reason, the contractor had demoed the wall here even though the valves were sticking out and fully accessible. But hey, extra space is like extra fries, broski. Always appreciated. Soon as we got here, we had the super start the shutdown. Once he closed the valves, he comes up and says we got two small problems. The main valves are not fully holding, and also the tenants below us are not home, so we have nowhere to drain. He literally came bearing the usual gifts though. That's basically good news by our standards, bro, with all the bullshit we run into on the daily. Those problems are like a warm-up stretch. I told him no worries, we got plenty of buckets. The original plan was to loosen the galvanized nipple instead of cutting it, but the shutdown situation changed the course of action. So I made 2 cuts on the nipple and chiseled the piece out carefully, protecting the threads on the fitting. Once we got the new one in, we started draining the lines. After about 5 buckets each, the flow finally started slowing down, so we got to work. I got the cold water valve out of the way first since that finally stopped. The hot side was the one that wasn't holding, so we had to do it with a bit of flow. I loosened it halfway, opened the valve to release the accumulated pressure, and then quickly took it out. We went with similar valves to the old ones here because the client's budget for this kitchen was on a strict diet. I also wanted to swap out the nipples too since the wall was open, but the riser tees were braised, and if you know anything about braised fittings, that they're very fragile from the high heat, so I didn't want to risk it. Not for these peanuts at least.